Imagine a man who could carve gods so perfectly that people began to believe they were real. A man whose hands shaped not just marble, but myth itself, whose works defined beauty for thousands of years, even though almost all of them are gone. His name was Phidias, the sculptor behind the statue of Zeus at Olympia, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and the artist who made Athens itself a temple of light. But here's the twist. Phidias didn't just sculpt statues, he sculpted an idea. One that still decides what we call beauty today. Stay till the end, because this isn't just the story of an artist. It's the story of how humanity tried once to build perfection, and almost succeeded. The year is 447 BC. Athens is at its peak. The Parthenon rises over the Acropolis, a crown of marble that glows in the sun. Philosophy, democracy, science, theater, all bloom together. At the center of it all stands one man's vision, Phidias, the sculptor chosen by Pericles to turn the city into a symbol of divine harmony. Phidias isn't just an artist, he's an architect of faith, working with mathematicians and philosophers to capture an invisible ideal, order through proportion. He believes beauty isn't decoration, it's geometry. It's truth carved in stone. Every chisel strike is a formula, every muscle curve, a theorem. And yet, what emerges isn't cold, it's alive. His first great masterpiece, Athena Parthenos, a colossal statue made of gold and ivory, standing over 12 meters tall inside the Parthenon. To the Athenians, she wasn't just a statue. She was Athena, protector, wisdom, power. And through her, Phidias gave the city something more dangerous than beauty, belief. After Athens, Phidias turns to Olympus. Not the mountain, but the temple. In Zeus's temple at Olympia, he creates his second wonder, a seated god, 13 meters tall, made of ivory flesh and golden robes, framed by a throne of ebony, gems, and myth. Contemporaries wrote that when you looked upon it, you no longer doubted that gods existed. Even centuries later, the Roman traveler Pausanias described it as a vision of majesty and peace that words cannot express. The statue's eyes were inlaid with glass and precious stones. When sunlight struck them, they glowed. It wasn't just sculpture, it was theater. It was divinity made tangible. And with that, Phidias did something no artist had ever done before. He gave humanity a way to see the invisible. If you love stories like this, the forgotten geniuses who built our world one idea at a time, consider becoming a member of 5 Minutes of Culture. You'll help us bring ancient history back to life, where it belongs, in the present. Phidias didn't just trust his eye, he trusted numbers. Historians believe he used a ratio that later became famous as the golden ratio, a proportion of perfect harmony found in nature, shells, galaxies, and in the human body. Long before anyone named it, Phidias used it instinctively. Even the symbol F, phi, the Greek letter used for the golden ratio, is said to be named in his honor. For him, art was not imitation. It was created according to universal law. This is why his statues seem alive even in ruins. They are built on the same mathematical pulse as the world itself. But the higher you climb toward perfection, the closer you get to envy and danger. Phidias had powerful friends and powerful enemies. He worked under Pericles, the most influential man in Athens, but rivals accused him of stealing gold meant for the statue of Athena, and even of impiety, claiming he carved his own face and Pericles onto the goddess's shield. To the Athenians, that was arrogance, a mortal trying to place himself among the gods. Phidias was arrested, and yet the irony remained. Athens lost him but could never erase him, because even in ruins, his proportions still whisper. Centuries passed, empires fell, the statues were melted, stolen, burned, or lost to earthquakes, but the idea survived. When Michelangelo sculpted David, when Da Vinci drew the Vitruvian Man, when Rodin shaped the Thinker, they all chased Phidias's shadow. He became the invisible ancestor of every artist who tried to trap eternity in form. Even now, in art schools and design labs, The ratio of his making lives on. We still measure harmony by the standards of a man who carved gods from silence. Because perfection isn't about what you see. It's about what you feel is right, even if you can't explain why. The statue of Zeus at Olympia is gone, destroyed by fire centuries after it was moved to Constantinople. No piece of it remains, only fragments of ivory, bronze, and awe. And yet when archaeologists excavated the workshop of Phidias, they found something miraculous. A cup inscribed with his name, and tools still bearing traces of gold and ivory dust. It's as if the ghost of creation refused to vanish completely. Today, the name Phidias survives only in books and symbols. But every time you see a face balanced just so, or a building that feels right without knowing why, you're seeing him. Because Phidias wasn't sculpting gods. He was sculpting the language of beauty itself, and that language never died. They say God made man in their image. But maybe, for a brief moment, Phidias reversed it, and man made gods in his. He proved that art isn't decoration, it's revelation. A dialogue between human hands and divine proportion. He's gone. His works are dust. But the idea he chiseled out of stone, that perfection exists, if only for an instant, still glows beneath everything we build. If this story made you look differently at art, don't forget to subscribe to 5 Minutes of Culture. Because next time we'll uncover another moment when human imagination almost touched eternity. And remind you, the past isn't gone. It's just waiting to be rediscovered.